flex tape's powerful adhesive hold the boat together, but it creates a super strong watertight seal, so the inside is completely dry. Yeah, doggy!
Hey guys, Phil Swift here. Hey, wait a minute. Mr. Turner here. We are going to go over solving one-step inequalities. As always, with our algebra, we are trying to get the variable by itself. So that's going to be our first step. We're going to get the variable by itself. Once we get that accomplished, we need to check the order of the equation. We need to have a variable. See if I can get it. We need to have a variable. We need to make sure and have a symbol, which is going to be the less than, or the greater than, or the equals. It could be all kinds of things. And then we need a constant. So the constant is a number. So we need to have that. Okay? Once we get that done, we're going to put a circle on the number line, and we're going to make sure and find out if that is an open or a closed circle. We'll talk about that in a second. And then we'll shade the appropriate way that the inequality goes. So one thing to remember, and we're going to go over this a little while later, but the golden rule of inequalities is that if you multiply or divide by a negative number, we have to flip the sign. We're going to talk about that in a second. Just keep that in mind. That's the golden rule, this box right here. Okay, we're going to go over that in just a minute. On the number line, there are two symbols that we need to know. An open circle, okay, so an open circle is just a round circle with nothing filled in. That will designate whether it's less than, greater than, or not equal to. Okay, so an open circle, that's how we designate that. A closed circle will be colored in all the way solid, and that will demonstrate that it is less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to, or equal to. Okay, so let's look at an example problem here. We have negative 4x right here. We'll take a look. We have negative 4x is less than or equal to 8. Okay, so starting off with number one, we need to get the variable by itself. So this negative 4 is in our way of our x. We need to get rid of it. Negative 4x means multiply, so we do the opposite, which is divide. And so down here we have negative 4x, and we divide by negative 4 right here. And if we do it to one side, we have to do it to the other side. So we'll divide by negative 4 here. So as always, this goes away, and we get just x. 8 divided by negative 4 gives us negative 2. Now, this is one of those examples of the golden rule. We divided by a negative number. It was negative. So if we divide by a negative number, we have to flip the sign. As you can see, the sign here was one way, and then well, come down here, and then down here we flipped it another way. So now we have x is greater than or equal to negative 2. So negative 2 on our number line is 2 spots over from 0. And we will put a circle there. Now we noticed our greater than or equal to sign needs a closed circle. So we need to color in that dot. So that is a solid dot now. Now we're back on track. So now that we have our solid circle, because it's greater than or equal to, now we need to make our line, which is going to the right, which would designate that it is greater than. Okay, so let's do another example, and we'll go through that again. We have negative 3 is less than x minus 10. So once again, we need to get our variable by itself. So we will add 10 to this side, and if we do it to one side, we'll do it to the other side. So once again, our 10s go away, and we have just an x. And then we have our x is greater than sign. And then we have negative 3 plus 10. So again, they're opposite signs. So we subtract 10 minus 3 gives us 7. And we keep the sign of the larger number, which is 10. So it is a positive 7. Now we go to our number line. And since it is a less than sign, 7 is less than x, we know that's going to be an open circle. So I go to 7, I go to 7 and I draw an open circle. Now, 7 is less than x, which means the opposite is true too. X is greater than 7. So that means x is going to be to the right of the 7. So we draw our arrow that way. And that is how we do one-step inequalities. I'll have the sheet available for you, and as always, feel free to ask questions. I'll be glad to help you, and turn in your homework. Thank you.
Imagine everything you can do with the power of
Solving inequalities.